Hi, this is Tasha here from Funnel Breezy, and today we're going to learn how to create custom email templates inside of Funnel Breezy, as well as, of course, GoHighLevel. Now, starting here on your main dashboard, I want to have a few things, or I'd like you to have a few things open and ready. One of those being logged into Funnel Breezy and or GoHighLevel. Number two is your branding here. So ideally, you're going to have your logo and any alternate logos that you might need available, and your color palette if you don't already have your branding set up inside of Funnel Breezy or GoHighLevel. I can link over the video on how to get that set up in case you don't have that yet. Next up is going to be a email newsletter header template. If you are using Funnel Breezy, we give these to you. These are in Canva, ready to go, ready for you to edit. In the event that you aren't using Funnel Breezy, you can go ahead and create an email header template. Just go here, and the size of this one is 1450 by 500. That's the size that we have here for these. Okay, going back into Funnel Breezy, we're going to navigate down to Marketing, and then Emails, and then Templates. In Funnel Breezy, you will notice that there are a ton of really great email templates already built in here for you. These are built in because we hired a copywriter to go ahead and write all of these emails for you. If you're in GHL, you won't have any of these, or if you're in the regular GoHighLevel, you won't have any of these. But that still won't stop you from being able to create the template. It's just in Funnel Breezy, we give you the advantage of pre-creating some layouts and emails to make your job easier. If you're using Funnel Breezy, you're going to go ahead and click into General Email Templates, and you'll notice that there are two that we are starting with here. If you are not using Funnel Breezy, you can go ahead and click New and either select a template that's already in there from GoHighLevel, or you can start from scratch because you'll be able to build it in the same fashion that we're going to. In this case, you're going to go ahead and select Email Campaign Template, and that will open up the email builder. So a few things to notice is this is called Email Campaign Template. Now, you might be creating various email newsletter templates or email campaign templates. You might want one for your general newsletter. You might want one for specific program newsletters or call reminders or updates. You might want it one that is specifically built out just for when people book calls with you. So call confirmations and reminders. You might want one specifically built out for anytime someone fills out an application with you. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and just build out two simple ones. One's going to be a base newsletter template. So ideally, every week when you're emailing your list, you'll have a newsletter template that's ready to go. And then we can look at, do we need a secondary one? Do we want something that's just more simple that we can go ahead and email out or use for application confirmations? If someone applies to work with you and you want to send them that confirmation email, we can go ahead and build out one of those as well. So in this case, I'm going to call this Email Newsletter Template. Now, when we are looking overall at what's happening here, obviously you see in the middle is where you go ahead and edit the content, right? Is where you can pull in any of the widgets into the email builder itself. And then on the left-hand side, there's the plus, which is where all of the elements are. There is the managing of the layers of the page. So you can go ahead and open that up and you can see section, column, and any of these. You can move them around right from here if you'd like to. You can also just move them around by dragging them here as well. Next up is going to be the appearance section. Let's just move this back up to where it was. Okay, is the appearance section. So I can go and click in each one of these and sort of edit the overall appearance of what this looks like. In terms of the background color, in this case, it's selected the default color based on what was in the template. I've already got the brand color set up here for Audrey, so I just went and selected that very light background color. If you don't have your colors in here yet, one, good idea to go into the branding board, like I said, but two, you can add colors in here as well. So background color, your body color is this white area right here. Your content width, you can make this wider, skinnier, it's completely up to you. You can add a background image. Now be very careful when it comes to emails and very large images. The image is too big, the file size is too big. You can risk ending up in junk mail folders, especially with Google or especially with Gmail. because it doesn't like massive file sizes being sent over email. So I typically avoid putting background images in emails unless it's a really small image. Next up, we can go to button, and this is where you're going to want to set your default button color. So anytime you drag in a button, it's already the right color for you. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and pick this color as part of our branding. So when I drag in a button, that's what it will be. I don't want any corner radius, which just basically means, here, if I pull one in, you'll be able to see. And go back to appearance and button. If I increase the radius here, you can see the corners on the button are getting more round. If I decrease the radius, you can see they're getting more square. So I like the square button in this case, so my radius here will be 0, and then you can pick the font and the size. In this case, I'm not going to worry about messing with that too much. You can pick the font that is part of your brand or most closely to your brand if it's not a free Google font. Moving down, you can have it, there's a divider color, so if you do want to pull in a divider, you can set your brand color there. I like dividers to be there, but without being like in your face. So I'm going to pick the light color. You could pick a darker color and maybe make it thinner, right? So if I go ahead and pull in the divider, as an example, and there's one down here, as you can see. If I click on back to appearance and then divider, if I make it the height higher, you can see it becomes a fatter colored divider. And if I go thinner, you can see it's thinner there. So I'll leave that as a 2, and that's fine. And then again, you can play with the style. So dashed, dotted, or solid. I'm just going to leave that as solid for now. Custom CSS, you don't have to worry about that. Mobile formatting, you can go ahead and edit some of the mobile formatting if you choose. This is not something I typically worry about too much, but I will go ahead and look and see what the email looks like on mobile. And then link. So link color, I don't want it to be black. I want it to be this brown color as well. And then from a style perspective, you can decide, do you want links underlined, bolded, italic, bolded and underlined? And you notice that unsubscribe from this list just became bolder when I went ahead and selected the bold. So from a styling perspective, you can go through these to make sure that your exact branding is pulled in. We'll talk about the saved items in a second. So when we're looking at now just the overall layout, we've got the header image, we've got where we're going to want the content, right? We've got our, this over here, we've got our social icons, and then we've got the rest of the footer information. So the copyright, in this case it says mailing address, but for most of you, it'll end up being email address. Location, email, and if you don't know what custom values are, you can go ahead and watch the video we have on how to use and edit custom values in Funnel Breezy. And of course, just if they want to, go ahead and unsubscribe from this list. So what we can start with first is the header image. Now, there are, I would say, half the people out there that would tell you to have no header image at all and just start right away just with the content, like you would with any regular email you're sending from Outlook or Gmail or anywhere else. And the reason behind that is coming from the email feels more personalized and less like a marketing email. It feels like it's coming from you. And you've got the other half that of the email marketing gurus that will tell you it's better to be branded, to have the header, have the footer. So I don't believe that there is a right or wrong answer other than you doing one, what feels good in your gut and what feels right to you, and then 2, testing it. Which of your emails does your audience open more? Do they open the more branded marketing looking emails, or do they open the ones that feel more personal? You can also switch this up as well. You can have the header on emails that go when people have already signed up and purchased a course, so it's really nice and branded, and not have a header when you go ahead and send out emails and newsletters to people who have not yet joined a program with you. So you can have this be exactly what you want, and obviously with your audience, test. Okay, so in this case, we're going to assume that we're going to have a header image, and then we can figure out our content below that. So for the header image itself, inside of, like I said, with Funnel Breezy, we do give you all of these email header templates that you can go ahead and edit. You can also just create your own. But in this case, I'm going to just create a very simple header based on the Audrey Klein branding here. So I'm going to pull in this color. Canva just did a big update of their interface. So if I struggle for a minute finding what is where, you'll just have to bear with me. So back to appearance and template, I'm going to go swap out. Oh, I did that already. Sorry, we're good because the brand color is already here. But what I want to do is come here to this one. And I want to pull in, did I pull this one? I think I did. Copy. And then coming here, I'm going to go ahead and paste. So it's the right background color now. And then I'm going to pull in the logo. So I'm going to click and drag to select it all. Control C because I'm on a PC. Command click or Command C on a Mac. I'm going to get rid of all that and I'm going to paste in the logo. Alternatively, I could just right click and hit paste in case you're not following the keyboard shortcuts. Okay, I'm completely centered here. And I'm just going to zoom in here in Canva and I'm just going to pretend that this person's website is audreyklein.com. Perfect. I'm going to back away. Now, even though this is centered, it's feeling like it's a little bit too low based on the email being there. So I'm just going to bump this up a little bit. Last up, I'm just going to space this out a little bit. Okay, so we have this here. I'm just going to go ahead and download it because I don't want this to be a massive file size, right? Because it's going in an email. I'm going to change this to JPEG and I'm going to bring the quality down to about 50. Now, I might download this at the quality of 50 and it will feel blurry and won't feel good enough. And then I'll come back and download it in a higher size. But ideally, I want to try to get the smallest file size possible that still looks good that I can use for my email header. So JPEG, I'm downloading just the page number 2 and I'm going to go to a 50% quality to see what that looks like. All right, that's finished. I'm going to go back to Funnel Breezy. I'm going to click on the header image. I'm going to go to Edit, Upload from Media Library. I'm going to upload the file. You can see it's sitting right here. Perfect, and I can double click that and it will pop it in. Where did it go? Oh, so background image, that would be why I do not want this. Oh, I did it there as well. Okay, we're good. Now it's looking a little kind of pixelated and a little bit blurry. So I'm going to go and download just a slightly larger version. I want that to look professional and still look good. So we'll leave it at 80. Make sure we're only getting page 2. And then we'll go ahead and download that. Okay. And let's try that one more time. So image, edit, upload for media library. I'm going to upload it one more time. We'll see if that looks clear enough for us. Pull that in. Yeah, I don't know why. Out of nowhere. It's throwing it in the background as well. I don't want it in the background. I just want it here. And it does look a bit better. So we're good there. Okay, so now I can decide in terms of the content what font I want to have. So I'll go ahead and select. In this case, we'll do it for Dana. And what's my default font size? Probably 16 is probably good enough. And I don't need to have the bolded text there. This will make it easier for me to just start typing right away. Now, one of the things that you can set up automatically so that every time you start an email, it's already pulling in the right information is going to be the custom value. So if I put hi, and I come over here to custom value, contact, which is going to be the user, and I can do first name, hi, first name, and then you can start writing your, when you're actually writing the individual email itself, you'll be able to put the content there. In this case, this will already have ready for you pulling their information. So maybe your typical hi is hey there, or it's hi, or it's hello, or whatever the case is. You can have that in here. You don't need to have this in here, but it just kind of makes your life a little bit easier. So let's make sure this is all the same thing. Your content's going to go there. This is where you'll know every time you'll come and write whatever it is that you want to write in the email. Now, if you typically tend to have, content on the left and then an image on the right, you can bring in that layout right from the get-go. So I can come and pull that in. There are 2 areas here for us to add content. For whatever reason, it's gone ahead and made this massively tall at the bottom. We don't need that. So I just changed the bottom margin here, or the bottom padding, over to 10. Now, if we want to move all of this down below here, right? In this case, we're going to need to just pull in the single one. So let's pull in the single one. That's perfect. And now I can drag these all down into the bottom. So let's go ahead and drag these one by one. And we've got two dividers here. So I'm just going to move one of these down to the bottom. We don't really need the two, but that's okay. Now, assuming I typically have my header image and then I want to have content on the left and then an image on the right, I can go ahead and pull this into column on the left, right? And then in terms of what's going to go on the right, I can go to plus, I can pull in an image, and that's where the default image will go. So now I know that I can start writing all of my content, and then right here is where the image will go. Chances are I'll probably have more than what's going to go here in terms of what I'm saying. So in that case, I can go ahead and pull in another text box to be right here. In this case, I want this all to be, I'll select it all. I want it all to be a paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and again select my Verdana 16, and I can put this back. So now I'm going to have content on the left, hi, whatever the person's name is. I can add the image here, and then I can continue whatever content I want to have in this email. One other thing to note is that for each one of these sections, so that's a section, you can play around with the margins and padding. So if I didn't want there to be really much space at all between where this section ends, the white space here, to where the white space is between where the text starts and the top here, I can lower this down. So in this section, I can get rid of the padding at the bottom. See how that just shrunk? If I move it up, it goes 40, and move it back down to 0. And then I can select on this one and go to the top, and I can select 0 on that as well. So there'll be minimal content being added, or minimal spacing in between the content that's happening in this section and then what's going to happen in this section. Okay, so overall, we're pretty ready to go. We've got our header, that'll be default in all of them. I know that my newsletter layout, I love to have an image here. I start with the content and then I finish the content below. And then we're coming up to the areas down here. I can come and delete any one of these. Maybe I don't use LinkedIn, or maybe I don't use Pinterest or Twitter. I can delete it, and then I can go ahead and edit Facebook so that it has the right URL. So pulling the URL to your Facebook page, your Facebook group, your personal profile, whatever it is that you're using on Facebook. Same thing with Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and you can paste all of those in there right here. Currently, there's no ability to go ahead and pull in a custom icon color like that matches your brand. You're stuck between the black, the white, the gray, and then the actual individual colors of the icons based on the branding of that social network. So in this case, I'm going to pick the black because it just fits in the best with this branding. And once I've gone ahead and I've added in all of those links, the best thing that I can do is go ahead and hit save. It's going to save this section. And I just moved it over here under this little saved items. I can hit the 3 dots and rename this. I'm going to call this social networks. So now no matter what I'm doing in the future, all of my social networks and links are saved. If I'm using this template, they're already saved, so we're good to go. But if I want to create another template, I don't want to have to go and re-pull those links all over again. It's a big pain in the butt, and we're all about working smarter. So now that I saved all of those social links, it's beautiful, we're good to go. If you went and highly edited this, so it had a bunch more information, maybe it had a disclaimer, maybe it had a physical address in here, it had information that you know you don't want to have to retype in again ever, you can come and you can hit again, save. It'll throw it here. We can come and just rename that quickly, and we can call this, newsletter footer elements. Again, it will be saved on this newsletter template that I'm already creating, but if I ever want to access it for any other template that I'm creating, I might as well, again, save from having to redo it. So let's go ahead and just save this template. Okay, so now we have our newsletter template created. Now, I wanted to just quickly show you, you may want to custom create templates in Canva that you want for your footer. So in this case for Funnel Breezy, we just use the logo at the top. But then I want to include some information in the bottom about who I am, and then about what Funnel Breezy does, and then, if you want to work together, here's how. This is just text of course, but these I created inside of Canva. So if you wanted to create any custom footer templates like what I have, you can do that inside of Canva. And then all you're going to do is hit the plus, pull in the image, put it wherever you want to go on top here. You can put it on top. You can go ahead and upload from media library and pull in that template that you just created in Canva. In this case, we'll just pretend, okay, that this is the footer template. I can double click it, so it pulls it in. This is a really big image that makes no sense here, but you're getting the gist. And again, I can go ahead and save this if I want and have that be like Tasha's signature or Funnel Breezy information or whatever the case is. So I can then find that in the saved items as many times as I want without having to go and pull it back in again. Now, it will just be sitting in your media library once you've uploaded it once, but so you don't have to go searching through your media library to find it. It's a really great idea to go ahead and save it here. So once you have this email newsletter template saved, we can back out of it. And you'll notice it's here. It's updated. I just updated it. It tells me when I updated it, which is today, September 14th, 2024 at 7:49 a.m. If I now needed to create, let's say, a coaching template or maybe an application when they apply for a specific program, a high-ticket coaching program, let's say, instead of going and starting from scratch, the best thing that I can do is come over here and hit clone. And I'm going to call this maybe whatever the name of the coaching program is. I'm using a European keyboard now, so I'm still learning where on earth things are actually located on this keyboard. So coaching program name, right? Template. So we can clone it, and yours would have the name of the actual program. The beauty with this is I'm not starting from scratch. The header's already there. The background color is already the color that I want it to be. The basic default footer information is here. Social icons are here. And then I can edit this so that it is the right one for the coaching program. So let's just pretend, again, we're going back here. And instead of just having it be the general Audrey Klein, here's my business logo, perhaps in this case, I want it to be the name of the coaching program. So I don't want there to be a logo. I'm just going to use the same font. So let's just pretend it is the Money Makeover. Just this up here. Money Makeover and coaching program. Let's see what this font is. It's what's it. So copy that, paste it here. Coaching program. Just want to center this text. Okay. All right. And last but not least, let's pull in I don't even know what this image looks like, but I know it's from the same branding. So pull this in. So I know that, there we go. So the Money Makeover Coaching Program, I know that anyone who fills out an application for this program, when I have to send out, welcome to the program emails, when I have to send out reminder emails that when the calls are this week or replays or whatever the case is, I know that I want this header to make it extra branded, extra professional in any of those emails. So let's go ahead and we're going to download it. So go to JPEG. We're going to keep the quality at 8 just like last time. And I just want to download the first page. So done. Download. It's downloaded now. So we're going to swap this out again and upload from media library. We're going to upload the file from my downloads folder and double click it. Perfect. Okay, so I know the Money Makeover. And again, I know that I don't actually want an image here. So I can just come and actually delete this whole section. I know that I just want to start right away just with emailing whatever the information is. So again, I can swap this. So it says, hi or hey there, and I can add the custom value if I want. So contact, first name, hi. And this is where I'm going to insert, wow, Because again, this is just the template, right? This is what I know I'm going to start from every single time. There might be, in this case, base information that I want to have in every single one of these emails. And that might be, so if I duplicate this as an example, I can move this just below. So I want it just below the divider. And I can have important information. And that might be where to access the course. So course, community, and I put the link there for the course community. Course login, one-on-one, so you're offering one-on-one call, booking, calendar. So I can go ahead and add these links in so that whatever I put here, no matter what, everyone's getting access to in every single one of those emails, all of this important information, the login for the course community, the login for the course community, yes, the course login link, the one-on-one call booking calendar in case they have to book one-on-one calls with you. So this information I can edit every single time, but I know that this is going to show up every single time I want to send an email to whomever these people are. In this case, if you're also using this header for people who are filling out the application as an example, you're not going to want to include this piece right here. But if you're not, and you're just using this particular template for once people have already joined the course, then it's really great for you to add in any specific information you don't want to have to type in over and over again, which is really great. So we'll just leave that in there. If you are adding a link, just pretend this is the link to the course. This is just our website. We'll just pretend. You can highlight it. You can come over to link, and you can just add the link, and you can decide you want it to open in a new window or not. Chances are you will. And you can just paste the link to whether that's a Funnel Breezy community, a Facebook community, a Circle community, any community app that you might be using. You can simply paste the link here and hit save. Okay, so once we're done, we have the coaching name template. We can hit save template. And if I back out of that, I can see that my general email templates are all here. The email newsletter template, whatever that coaching program name template is, and you can have as many of these as you want. In this case, there's again a default layout for someone who might buy a course from you. We have a membership welcome email template in there, which you could edit as well. So these are all here again to make your life easier so that when the time comes to either one, send an email in an automation, so someone signs up for something and they get this automatic email back to them, and or you want to manually send an email or a campaign to your entire list or to a segment of your list, you have these to choose from to make it really nice and easy for you to just plop the content in, send it, and then be on your merry way. Be on the lookout for more videos down the road explaining how to, one, send an email newsletter or send an email campaign to your list or a segment of your list, and how to actually bring these up in it or within automations so that it pulls the right template and the right information to send out to whoever has signed up for something automatically. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't yet tried Funnel Breezy, if you're not a Funnel Breezy member yet, please go ahead and click the link below in the description. You can try our 14-day free trial. If you are an online coach or service provider, this is absolutely the #1 solution for you, and we have done everything we can to think of everything that you will need to get up and running fast, to save you time, and to be able to grow your business without having to manually or physically do all of the pieces in order to make that happen. All right, have a good day.